Why does this tank exist? That's a really good question. And it's one that I challenge anybody to answer in the comments down below. What does the Object 140 have over any of the other Soviet mediums? I know that some of you might say, oh, it's got good camo values. Okay, well, how about the Object 907? The 907, if we look at like CamoNet, has 62% while sitting still, 51% while moving. And the Object 140, if we put on CamoNet, has 62% while sitting still. So basically, both of these vehicles have around the same camo. The difference is that the 907 has not only more gun depression, but it also features more alpha damage, better base dispersion, and turret armor. Oh, and I should also mention the tracer shell mechanic, which the 140 doesn't. So, yeah, the 907 alone kind of just does a much better job at being a overall lightly armored gun depression style vehicle than the 140, because this tank doesn't have any turret armor or any gun depression. Okay, well, how about, I don't know, I actually can't come up with another argument. T100LT also has very similar DPM to the 140. It's only about 50 less. It has better mobility. It has arguably just as good, if not better, armor. And it also features tracer shells with about the same gun depression. I don't know. Like, it's seriously a question that I have for the community. What does the 140 have over other tier 10s that already exist in the game? What does this tank have over a 907? And what does it have over a T100LT? If you want to go for a brawling tank, you go for the Kampfpanzer 50 ton or the T22 medium, right? Like the 62A, it's pretty mid. And I do think that there are a lot of better options than the 62A. But at least the 62 has decent damage per shot after Wargaming has buffed it. And it has pretty good turret armor, meaning that you can hide the hull and get pretty good bounces, right? This tank does not have turret armor. It does not have hull armor. It does have troll side armor, but that's it. Honestly, I just don't really see any world where this tank exists in a, positive outlook right now. Why does Wargaming not give it more DPM or better view range or more mobility or better camo values? I've suggested that they should turn it into a light tank and have it a competitor to the T100LT, but right now it's sitting in this state of limbo where it's not necessarily a bad tank, right? It's got really good on movement dispersion, it's got decent DPM, and these are all values that you want. But it's also incredibly balanced out by the bad. And the bad is very plentiful, right? Very little gun depression, not the best overall DPM versus, something like a Leopard 1. Why would you play this tank over a Leopard? I'm not really sure, to be entirely real. Got the STB there, and of course I don't have gun depression, so I can't really shoot the STB. Yeah, I mean, there you go. Look at that. Look at my freaking turret armor, bro. STB just insta-snaps me in the hatch, like, bruh. I'm actually surprised I can't tie explosive pen the Rheinmetall there. But I don't really think it matters, because that player is getting cooked either way. And, oh, alright, well, it's fine. The Rheinmetall is going to die either way. We got the clearance of that player, and they're taken out. We still have the Progetto, and I need to get out of here, and I can tell you why. It's because nobody has been spotted on the heavy flank, which means it's my cue to get the heck out of here, bruh. Yeah, goodbye. Not dealing with that. Nobody's been spotted on the heavy flank, and I'm not dumb. Oh, no, there you go. Now they're getting spotted. Well, we got a lot of assistance there, 900 by spotting the STB. That player probably thought because I was leaving that we still have no tanks there, which was obviously not the case. But as we can clearly see, I was right in my assumption that, well, the enemy team was going over towards that flank of the map. What a shocker. Well, we got the Object 704 right over here, and of course, the 183 sucks away every ounce of damage I ever try to deal. God, do I hate 183s. I'm telling you, every time I'm about to deal damage or I'm about to get a farm out, the 183 just exists and takes that farm away from me. It's very cringe, I won't lie. Well, there you go. Nice shot into the Rinocerante. Not bad. Well, we got the Chieftain back there, too. Oh, I guess I'm spotted. Interesting. Okay, well, the Rhino gets shot. We're going to aim it on the Rhino ourselves. There you go. Let's put on our adrenaline, and let's aim it on the Rhino. Okay, that doesn't pen him. You know what's funny is that the Rhino's going to shoot me twice, bringing me down quite a bit of health, and I don't have the gun depression to hit him back. Isn't that fun? Wow, what a mid-tank this is. Ooh, whoa. It really is just so mid. Like, I can't come up with any reason why you'd want to drive this tank, but alright. We didn't have enough gun depression to shoot the Rhino. We don't have enough gun depression to shoot the STB. Thankfully, the player's not very smart, and instead of using its gun depression, decided to YOLO me, but That's just a skill issue, let's be entirely real. Alright, well, we are up to 2,800 damage at this point, and all that's left is the 92E1. And where is the 92? Well, our team pinged this corner over here, so I don't know if the 92 is still over here or what's going on, but I'm going to try and find them. Hello, good sir. Spawn. Oh, yep, there you go. There's the 92. One nice shell. Is that player AFK? Looks like they are not AFK, interestingly enough. There you go. Second shell into the T92E1, and let's aim it again. Wow. Gotta love that alpha damage, just ripping out that damage. And boop. Well, we did fine, to be fair. 5 kills. We ended up dealing 3,800 damage. Like, as you can see, the tank did alright. But if I was in a 907, I would have penned the Rhino, because I would have had an additional degree of gun depression allowing me to shoot him. If I was in a Leopard 1, I would have had enough gun depression to shoot the Rhino. And not only that, my DPM and higher alpha would have allowed me to bleed the enemy more. Like, it's not that this tank is bad, right? That's what you guys have to think to yourself. Whenever I make a video saying, like, a tank is mid, there will always be people that are like, oh, well, I don't see you doing bad in it. Like, just because a tank is mid doesn't mean it's bad. The 140 definitely has capabilities that allow it to excel if played properly. But the problem is, the capabilities that this vehicle features are just worse than other tanks that are very similar. And if I was in those tanks in the exact same battle, I probably could have done a lot more. The Leopard 1 is faster, has more DPM, has more gun depression, has a better mechanic being adaptive concealment, it has more alpha, it has literally everything, even more accuracy over this tank. The only real advantage the 140 has over the Leopard is camo. That's it. That's the only advantage. It doesn't have any special, consumables or provisions. It doesn't get gear oil. That is the only thing it gets, is more camo. Which is alright, I guess, but it's not really enough of a selling factor to make it unique. Alright, well, we have the Sheridan in the back. We had a blind shot fired at us there. Let's move up here and see what's going on. I'm a little cautious here, because obviously with the Sheridan in that bush, oh, there's the Waffenträger. Boom, 287. What a nasty bleed, bruh. Ooh. 287, bruh. Alright, well, because this tank has obviously a very quick reload, puts me into a situation where I have to be super careful. Okay, are we spotted? Yes, we are. That Sheridan is still camping there. Now, with our team dying there, that's not very helpful, so what we're going to do is we're going to get the heck out of here. Alright. At least this tank is obviously fairly mobile, so we can get out of the position we're currently in. There's really no reason to hold that spot, because I don't really have support, right? I do have a 704 overlooking me, but it's not enough to really, make me feel like I have support. Our 60 TP is very low on health, which is not great either, but so is the 183, so we're going to move up here. See if we can get some damage out into these players. We have the VK-72 who just fired. There's one shell into the VK. Now this is where the pretty good DPM of this tank does obviously come into play. I always see a lot of people that are like, oh, rammer. And I get it, rammer's pretty good, but there's a reason why I run adrenaline, and it's because I can take advantage of situations like this. So my adrenaline allows me to cook with DPM when I need it. There you go, one nice shell into the CS-59. Let's back up. Oh, you bounced me. Good job. Well, so far we're doing pretty good. We're up to 2,200 damage. 60 TP is going to shoot you. We get another nice shell ourselves. And the 100 is going to get the clear. Yes, good driving there. Alright, well that leaves us with 2 tanks left. We have the Leopard 1 and the Sheridan. Alright, well let's move up here. I don't know where the Sheridan is. I do know where the Leopard is. There you go. We got the Sheridan right in front of us. Now, this tank does feature still very good DPM, so means that, for example, the Sheridan is not going to enjoy our company. There you go. Nice high explosive for 460 damage. And we aim it again. There you go. 311. Alrighty, good sir. Are you enjoying my company? I don't think you are. And we just got one more shot. And bonk. There you go. I mean, that was pretty good stuff. No complaints coming from you here. We ended up dealing 4,000 damage. Sheridan gets a nice shot into the Leopard. And that Leopard doesn't really have much HP anymore, so there's no reason for me to care about that player. But yeah, I mean, the 140 is not bad. I don't understand why it's so mid. Once again, a Leopard 1 in the game that we just played would have done better. It has more DPM, it has more mobility, it would have allowed me to get over to that VK72 quicker. I would have been able to farm more HP off the VK72. It would have allowed me to get more DPM into that CS59, and then in turn maybe allowed me to kill that Sheridan faster, getting over to the Leopard and getting a shell in, right? That's all the things you have to think about here. In a Leopard 1, in that game, I probably would have done a decent amount more damage, maybe 400 more. And that is, that brings me from 4,200 to 4,700. It's just, I don't know. I just don't see a reason to drive this tank. But let me know what you guys think. What am I doing in it? I'm doing pretty decent, but I've only played 5 games. Either way, hopefully you enjoyed today's video. As always, I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.